Hey, what's up, y'all? We're at the gym on a holiday weekend, getting ready to get some back training footage. So come on inside. Okay, y'all, we're in here on a holiday weekend, so came in after hours, and we're gonna do a little instructional back training video. Nothing crazy today. It's just going to be purely instructional, so enjoy. Okay, big thing about back training is doing things from different angles. Not doing the same thing over and over again. We want to hit the back from multiple angles and to change it up on a weekly basis. Your back is a very complex muscle group that requires a lot of different angles, a lot of different hand positions to actually activate certain parts of the back effectively. So anyways, you're going to see me doing a lot throughout these videos. Nautilus Nitro, my favorite as far as machines go. I am a free weight guy, of course, but I love this line of equipment. So we're going to start today with a little lat pull down on the Nautilus Nitro machine. Okay, with this machine, we can do several different angles because you can twist the handles multiple directions. The preferential way I like to do this is an underhand grip. That's exactly what we're going to do here. So we're going to do a little warm-up set, and we're going to start with a neutral grip, and then what I'm going to do is as I start to come down in the movement, I'm going to go into an underhand grip and really contract the lats. Okay, any type of lat pull down, you want to make sure that you have a big arch in the back, chest up, shoulders back. That way you're activating the lats. You never want to roll your shoulders forward. A lot of people will do this. They will also put a round in their back. Form is critical. Anytime we want to activate the muscle. We're not trying to activate the ego. We're trying to use weight to activate the muscle. If you can't feel it in the muscle, then you're not doing yourself any good. So again, arch in the back, chest up, and come down and squeeze the lats when you get to the bottom of the movement. Okay, we warmed up by doing some lat pull downs already. We're going to move on to a rowing movement. We're going to do barbell rows here. Your form is essentially the same, so you're going to have an arch in your back, chest up. You want to keep your head up at the same time to keep that arch in your back, and you're also going to bend at the hips and the knees. Try to bend over as far as you can. You don't want to be standing up with it because then you turn it into more of a trap movement, more of a shrug movement, which is typically what happens when people try to use too much weight. Okay, so main thing here when doing rows, actually any movement, but especially these, don't use a lot of weight. When you do use a lot of weight, your form's gonna break down. You're gonna start standing up with it. You're gonna round your back. You're gonna start swinging it using momentum. The key on any exercise is to activate the muscle that you're trying to work. So form is absolutely crucial. Don't go too heavy on these because I promise you, your form will break down every single time. Okay, so we're going to do another rowing movement. Going to utilize more machines today. Don't really, this is more an instructional video, not into going heavy today, and it's going to be a little different back workout than usual. So back to the Nautilus Nitro. Again, we're going to use an underhand grip on this. So we just got done with the barbell rows in the free weight room, and we had an overhand grip on those. So now that we're doing another rowing movement, we're going to utilize a different grip, and we're going to go ahead and use an underhand grip. So it's just like we did on the lat pull down, same thing. So the arms you're able to twist the handles. So what we're going to do is start with a neutral grip, and as we come back, going to go into an underhand grip, squeeze the lats. Okay, next up we're going to do something, a little different movement. So we're going to actually use a lat pull down machine with a close grip, but we're actually going to face away from the weight stack. I'm going to lean back, and it's going to be kind of like a hybrid lat pull down row. They're really good at targeting the lower lats. Love this movement. Can't go real heavy on these because you will not have knee pads because you're facing away from the machine in order to get that nice lean backwards. So you won't, the weight will start lifting you up off the pad if you start going too heavy. So the big thing is, this is a great finishing move or something to do after your back's already tired. And just come down, squeeze. Again, getting a great contraction in the lower lats, which is really part of the lats for people to target. So this is a great movement to do that. Okay, as you saw on those, what I do with the knee pads is I put it up fairly high so I can actually use that to lean back on. It gives me a reference point, and it also keeps me where I need to be, and so I can stay there through the entire movement and stay at that angle. So that's going to be dependent on how tall you are, obviously. As you can see, there's no way your knees can fit under there, but that's not what we're using it for. We're just using that as a reference point to lean back into. As you can see, I kicked my butt out on the seat so I could get a nice, we'll call it like a 45-degree angle. And again, it's a great way to target the lower lats. Okay, back training. So that was a little sample. I just wanted to do a little instructional video. I'm going to do multiple things as the series continues. I just really wanted to get into really showing people form, execution. My biggest thing, it doesn't matter what the muscle group is, but especially the back, a muscle group that you can't see, it's difficult to get what I call the mind-muscle connection, which is actually getting those nerves to fire in the muscle. It's easier on muscles that we can see working in the mirror, but it's really hard depending on the person's experience level, is really activating the back. Even people that have been working out a long time, they think they're executing back exercises right, but a lot of times ego gets involved, heavy weights get involved, and the next thing you know, form breaks down, and then actually activating the muscle becomes non-existent. So I really wanted to show people proper form. Every back exercise that you're going to do, you want a large arch in the lower back. You want to be solid in the core, keep your abs tight. You want to have your shoulders back and chest up and head up. The reason we keep our head up is it keeps your spine in alignment. So the biggest thing as far as keeping that arch in your back is keeping your head up. If you keep your head up, then your spine is going to follow. When you start to put your head down, your shoulders are going to roll forward and your back is going to roll as well. So execution is everything on any back movement. Okay, so one thing I really like to do when I'm starting with a training client, when it comes to doing any back exercise at all, I always start with lightweight. A lightweight that is so easy to handle that we just concentrate on feeling the muscle work and keeping the body in proper alignment. So I would suggest that for everybody out there. Start with a lightweight. I like to do a lot of, beginning, not necessarily trying to get the muscle to grow, but we're not going to get the muscle to grow if we're not learning to activate it right with lightweight and then transfer that to heavyweight. But you have to get your mind muscle connection first before you can start using heavy weights with proper form and actually activating the muscle. So we'll do high rep stuff in order to really feel, because when you feel the muscle, then you start to develop that mind muscle connection. High reps obviously do that. Is it great for building muscle? No, but feeling it'll get the burn in the muscle, and when you get the burn in the muscle, then you know that you're hitting the movement correctly, you're executing it correctly, and then you also develop that mind muscle connection on firing those nerves in that muscle. We'll also utilize drop sets and intensity techniques with lighter weight, because again, trying to get that burn in the muscle so the client can first develop that mind muscle connection when they're doing their back exercises. So I suggest that for everybody out there. Try to lighten the weight up, check your ego at the door, because you're going to save yourself years and years and years and years of trial and error. So just go out there, use a lighter weight, do it for a few weeks. Every client that I have do this thanks me that I have them do this, and the reason why is because it works. So that when they go
and then we start to train with heavier weights, or they start to train with heavier weights on their own, they're able to feel the muscle differently than if they would never have developed that mind-muscle connection in the first place.